It's official. We're getting a new infantry civilization, and the stats are as follows: 5% infantry health, 5% rallied army damage, and 10% stone gathering. At first glance, the first thing that comes to mind is the rallied army damage. It's something infantry lacked for a long time, and it's going to be very attractive for people who rally with infantry. Now, to compare them to other civilizations, let's first introduce them. So we got Rome, which increases infantry defense, march speed, and full gathering. I've used Rome before, and I believe it is the best, and still is the best, for open field only, because infantry defense is a lucrative stat. You want defense, and you want march speed for the open field. Even the full gathering is useful. From personal experience, the first resource I run out of is food, so any type of bonus to gathering is always a bonus. And now we got France. Now, France is also a civilization I used, and I think I didn't notice much difference when I'm talking about the healing speed. So the troop health is across the board, sure, but if you're only using infantry, then the Greece 5% is just better. And the healing speed, and I'm someone who does not spare his speed ups, like I don't wait for the early helps when I'm fighting. I would rather use more speed ups than have my hospital overfill, and I never really run out of speed ups because I use T4s most of the time. So France is just not very appealing anymore, and I would just not use it under like any circumstance. And we got Vikings. Now Vikings have infantry attack, counterattack, and troop load. And the first two stats are really just for garrison, in my opinion. I know people don't like attack, and I'm not a big fan of it either, but in the garrison role, you want attack because it kills the rally faster. You have more stats, you deal more damage, and a counterattack damage is always good because most of the time the garrison will get swarmed most of the time. So if you're only garrisoning, I think Vikings is still the best just for that role. And now we got, well, I know people before used to switch to Arabia when they rallied with infantry, just for the bonus for the rallied army damage. But now with Greece, they don't have to do that anymore. And that comes to the final verdict of the Greece civilization, in my opinion. If you're someone who rallies and garrisons with infantry, which is not a lot of people, then I think Greece offers the best of both worlds when it comes to comparing to Vikings and like Rome or other civilization like Arabia. So if you don't want to switch around civilization or like min-max, I think Greece is the best civilization. But as I said, it doesn't apply to like most people. So it applies to like 1 to 2% of people who actually fulfill that role. So in my opinion, if you're only running infantry, which is now rare, if you're just fielding, then you should stick to Rome. If you have like a garrison role, then you should switch to Vikings. And if you rally, you want to use Greece. Now, in my case, I use Ottoman, even if I do have two, and even three marches if you count Trajan. But that's because I run mixed marches. So I have one cavalry, one archer, and then two infantry and one mixed. So I want to have the march speed and the skill damage bonus that applies to all of my marches. So that's why I don't use Rome, for example. Even though I did use in the past, but in the past I used four infantry marches, but they were not really that good. So that is the verdict. The civilization comes out with the next update, that is on July 11th. And I hope you find this video useful. We're currently on day one Marauders, and we're preparing for the KVK that is to come. If you guys like the video, subscribe, join our Discord, and I will see you in the next one.